Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you could click the subscribe button and stay for a while. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So my throat is not doing well, as you can hear. Yesterday I woke up and it was dry. I was coughing all day.
And today it's
not coughing as much, but it's not happy. It feels raw inside, like it hurts. I do have my numbing spray, which is helping tremendously. And as you can see from the title of the video, my grunge palette from Huda Beauty finally came in. So that's why I'm filming, or else I would not be filming. I'm filming with this one today, even though I'm supposed to film the third eye look with the Melt Cosmetics palette. But I feel like a lot of you are maybe more interested in this Huda Beauty palette than the Melt Christmas Town palette. So that is why we're here. We're going to do a first impressions / review and eye looks with the grunge palette from Huda Beauty. So if that sounds like a video you would like to see, then just go ahead and keep on watching. All right, my lovelies, so this Pretty Grunge palette from Huda Beauty retails for $69 and it was made in Italia. I purchased mine through Sephora, so I did have to wait for it to ship. It took a little bit longer because the Sephora VIP sale is going right now. Or at least it was going on when I purchased this, but it's here now, so that's good. I thought it was going to take a lot longer. I wanted the 20% off and I don't have a Sephora close to me. The closest one is 2.5 hours away. I love you guys.
I love my channel, but I'm not going to drive 2.5 hours to go purchase palettes. I'm just not.
Here is the palette itself. I do enjoy the shades or the colors of the outer packaging for the collection that she chose. I feel like it gives it a sort of elegance type of vibe. I did post on my stories here on YouTube asking if you're going to pick this palette up, if you were skipping. And I did get one comment informing me, you know, they weren't going to pick it up because of whatever word they use, which is, it has to do with, you know, what's going on out there in the world right now. I don't want to bring politics into my channel. I never wanted my channel to be that. If I did, then I would have started from the beginning to make this a beauty and political channel, but it's just not. I do care and I have my opinions, but I keep those in my personal pages. I don't want that in my channel. Some people come here to get away from all the negativity, from all the judgment, from just all the crappy situations that are out there in the world. And they come to YouTube to feel safe. And I don't want to bring, because I feel like whenever you bring politics into something, it's not what it used to be 20 years ago. It's more of arguments and pointing fingers and arguing and just making each other feel like shit, you know, bringing each other down. And I don't want that on my channel. So I see you, I hear you. I just don't want to bring it on my channel. So I acknowledge and I appreciate every single one of you, and you all have the right to whatever opinion you have, to whatever thoughts you have. That's the beauty of being human and individuals. You know, we all have the right to our own opinion. I don't want to bring it into my channel. That's it. That's the little rant on that. Okay, so let's look at the inside of this palette. There she is. I feel like, well, there is some light tones here, but it definitely is a pretty grunge palette, which makes sense because that's the title of it. I do feel like there's a good mix, and I do feel like there's this side which is maybe a tiny bit more on the warm tone side, and then this side which is a tiny bit more on the cool tone side. I'm not going to lie, I was afraid that this was going to be a little bit too on the gray tone side, but I don't think it's not. We'll see once I put it on my eyelids, because there are some cool tone shades that can definitely look great on my eyelid. So I think I'll create 3 eye looks, one on one eye, one on the other, and then the third eye look on both eyes. All right, I did go into my NARS eye base, and I think I'm going to start with this side. I was intrigued by the like balmy, I think it's like a blush light, so like a blush and a highlighter mixed in one product. But when I purchased this through Sephora. It was not available at Sephora yet, and I didn't want to go on the Huda Beauty website just to purchase that, so I took it as a sign that I didn't need to get it. I think I'll pull out the highlighter that came out with the Rose Quartz collection, the one that looks like a petri dish, and use it because I actually do enjoy that highlighter. Okay, I will more than likely insert a footage of the swatches. Already swatched on my arm, probably close to the outro when I talk about my thoughts and whatnot. So I think we're going to start with Hope. This is an Alamore Cosmetics brush. It's just like a fluffy flat brush. There's no name on it because it's faded away. Okay, I'm going to apply this on this outer corner. I did not buy the last launch from Huda Beauty, so I was on the fence about this one, but I'm glad I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And I know I'm late to the game. I'm pretty sure almost everybody already has the review up, but I got 20% off. I didn't mind waiting. Okay, super pretty, very chocolatey brown. Now I'm going to jump into this shade here, which is Liberty. This is the Refer Mini 15. And I'm going to use this to blend out the edges and also bring a tiny bit into the crease. Oh, that's blending out so pretty. I'm barely having to do anything, honestly. Okay, and now to blend everything out and just bring it together, I think I'm going to jump into this one here, which is called Rise Up. I know this one looks a little bit more maybe cool tone, but I think it might be maybe neutral-ish. I'm just using it to kind of blend out everything. This is a little Charlotte Tilbury brush. And if I lose any of those other shades I already applied, I just go back and reinforce them. Okay, I got my trusty NYX glitter glue. And I think I'm going to use a brush because I want to be very precise, because I think I'm going to jump into a dark. Some of these look like they might be the chunky kind of glitter and or shimmer shade. So tread softly, like this one right here. It's like almost, you can't even see it peeking out. It looks pretty chunky. And maybe this one here. I think I'm going to jump into, no, let's do this one here. Strong AF. And this is the Refer 02 Mini. This is one of those marbleized shades. Okay, it's picking up well. Let me spray it. Even though I have glitter glue, I'm still gonna spray it so that I don't have fallout on my face. It's going to go right next to that brown. Oh, that's pretty. It's like a mocha purple brown. I'm glad I sprayed my brush because I think I would have fallout right now if I didn't. Okay, and then now for the rest of the eyelid, I'm going to jump into this one because I feel like this is going to look maybe more silver on my lid. And I feel like I want to keep this eye look a little bit more on the warm tone side. What is it called? Stand Up. And that's like the typical shimmer type of formula. No chunky glitter, just a pretty bronzy metallic shade. Okay, I think I'm going to try the lightest matte as an inner corner shade, Heroine. Maybe Heroine. Heroine. Correct me down below. This is the Sigma and Samantha Detail Pencil Brush. Okay, I think it's light enough. Perfect. So this eye look is pretty much done, but I'm not going to do mascara until after I'm done with both eye looks. Okay, for this eye look, I think we're gonna go smoky. So there is a cream shadow in here. What is it called? Grunge. And I'm going to use that for this eye look. I think it's going to be a pretty grungy, smoky eye look. This is the Sigma E54. It's like a flat shader brush. And it's gonna go on this side. And I'm tapping first. It looks like it might be pretty sticky, but it's laying down really nicely. I'm sure once I start to blend, it'll probably become not as pigmented. Okay, I wiped the brush so there's no more product on here, and I could just start to blend because I don't want to add more product and make myself look like a raccoon, you know? Although that's kind of what's happening. Okay, now I grabbed a fluffy brush, that little Charlotte brush. I did wipe this down. We're going to jump into this shade here, Brave. And I'm going to use this to blend out the edges of this black. I'm dipping just a tiny bit because I want to build up. I don't want to add too much right off the bat. And I'm also going to add it in this inner corner. I didn't want the black all the way in. Okay, now with another fluffy brush. This is the Refer number 15. Let's go into this one here. Beauty Chaos. I'm going to use that to blend out the edges of that first shade. Just the same thing as we did with the other side. Give it a tiny bit of the airbrush effect. Now that black, it stays pretty emollient, so you will have to set it. Okay, now with my finger, I'm going to jump into this. Just kidding, that's a matte black. This one here, which is called Avant Garde. And it's a dark, shimmery kind of shade. It almost looks gray. Oh, it has like purple specks. No, just kidding, not purple. Like bronzy specks. I'm using my finger first, and then where I want to be precise, I'll use that Sigma E54. Oh, you can see. It almost looks like a black gunmetal, doesn't it? Can you tell I don't do
dark grungy eye looks like this often?
Okay, now I'm picking up that Sigma brush so I can get right on the crease. Tap it in. Down here too, where I had a tiny bit in here. Alright, this is what it looks like. And I'm debating whether I want to do this silverish or if I want to go with a matte. No, this matte from my inner corner. Let's go with the matte. Freedom. This is a Sigma and Samantha shader crease brush. I hope this is light enough. It's not giving me what I want. Okay, let's scratch that. Let's go into this lip brush. I'm gonna dip into that silver shade, Maverick, and then I'm gonna wet my brush. So this one looks, yep, it's gonna be a chunky one. Okay, so I do have spray, wet the brush. Now I'm going back in. It's a chunky one, so tread softly. Your finger is probably your best friend. Alright, so let me go ahead and put on some mascara, and then I'll be right back. Alright, my lovely, so here are the two eye looks. I feel it's like day and night, isn't it? Let me tell you real quick what I have on my face. I don't know if I'm going to switch it up for eye look number 3. So the Tom Ford matte foundation and the Westman Atelier liquid foundation drops, the Givenchy Prisme Libre concealer, the Huda Beauty Easy Bake pressed powder for my under eyes, the RCMA pressed powder for the rest of my face, Kevyn Aucoin contrast stick, that's the cream contour, the cream bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. For cream blush, I went in to the Rare Beauty, the new little mini one I got for the Sephora VIB sale. And then for powder bronzer, I went into the Surratt. And for the powder blush, I went in to this gorgeous thing right here. I did also go into the Rose Quartz highlighter. It looks a mess, I know, but it is so pretty. You see that? Absolutely gorgeous. I love this highlight. It doesn't lift up my makeup personally. And then I just went into mascara, and I used the MAC Stack mascara and the Ilia. Lips, Huda Beauty lip blush and the Wayne Goss medium nude lip liner. Yeah, both of these eye looks are very, very pretty. One is more grunge than the other. So eye look number 1. in eye look number 2. Okay, I prefer this eye look over this one. This is a very beautiful eye look, and I can definitely see this being worn for like some special nighttime event. And then this one, I feel like it could be a pretty everyday kind of eye look. I just feel like my eye looks a tiny bit more open with this eye look, but they're both very pretty. Just depends on your preference and what you enjoy. Can't wait to see what I come up with eye look number 3.
Yeah, day and night.
Okay, so let me go ahead and hand you on over to eye look number 3. That's going to be a different day for me, but yeah, let me send you on over. All right, my lovelies, today is the same day that I plan on this video going live. As you can hear, my voice is not doing so well. I could not film yesterday. It was not good. We're here today. We're going to create the 35 eye look, and then I can give you my first impressions on this Grunge palette from Huda Beauty. Alright, so for this third eye look, I think I'm going to start with this shade here, which is called Fearless. And we're going to start with this rougher Mini 15. It's going to go in at the outer corner. Pretty. Lower lash line as well. I use my NARS eye base. Okay. Freedom. Refer 01. I'm going to use this to blend out the edges of this shade. I'll probably bring it on the inner corner as well. That's actually showing up more than I thought it was going to. It looks pretty light in the pan, doesn't it? Okay, next glitter glue is on. I'm gonna use, I think, this shimmer and this shimmer, Haphazard and Rebel, or Rebel. Rebel looks very chunky, and the first one also looks like it might be chunky formula, but not as much as Rebel. But that looks very pretty. A little bit darker than I thought it was going to be, but very pretty. Now with my index finger, oh yeah, Rebel, you touch it and it's almost like putty. Yeah, it's almost like your finger sinks in, but that's so pretty. I would definitely say use your finger. You'll more than likely have a ton of fallout if you use a brush. I'm going to add just the tiniest bit of the black Renegade Refer Mini 14. And this is just going to go in the outer corner just to deepen it up a tiny bit. Not too much. Honestly, I should have picked up the small BK Beauty brush that I enjoy using for this. Okay, for the inner corner, I think I'm going to try this one and see if it's light enough. Rise Up. This is a Samantha and Sigma shader crease brush. Well, you know what? Just kidding. We're going to jump into this one. Love Anarchy. See if this one is light enough. May not work. Okay, scratch that. We're going to use Maverick again. That beautiful silvery shade. It's pretty chunky, so I am wetting my brush. I'm using the same brush. Might need to pick up a different one, but... Alright, let me go ahead and finish off camera. And I'll be back, and we can talk. Alright, my lovelies, here is the third and final eye look. Oh, jeez. Let me remove this mascara mistake. Hold, please. Alright, my lovelies. Little mascara blob is gone. Here is what this eye look. It's so pretty, isn't it? I think this one is my favorite. I would love to know which one is your favorite down below. I'll go ahead and insert swatches right here. Okay, so this Huda Beauty Grunge palette, I definitely feel like a lot of people look forward to this launch every year, and I think so far my favorite has been the Rose Quartz collection. That palette is so pretty. I don't know what it is about it. It's just really nice, and I'm kind of getting that vibe with this one, but except a tiny bit darker. I will say a couple of negatives. I feel like she should have changed up subtones. These 3 tones, I feel like we didn't need all 3, and maybe she should have just given us 1 or 2 of those tones. This cream shade, honestly, I don't use these much in the palettes, so I would have preferred for her to take this out. And then the same over here, I didn't feel like we needed, like, some of these look like some of these over here, just as far as depth wise goes. I think she needs to maybe take away 2 rows and give us a smaller palette, and then that way we won't keep running into these issues where we feel like she's putting tones that look similar in depth and we don't need all of them, because I do feel like with the Empowered palette I felt the same. There was subtones where I kind of felt like we probably could have done without some of those. Now, a lot of people thought that this grunge palette looked a tiny bit like the Empowered one. Not at all. So warm. But I do feel like these two would play well together. I would say there are some similar shades, but not really. And then the one palette that this reminded me of was the Natasha Denona My Dream palette, because I feel like it's warm tone and cool tones in one palette. Kinda, not really. The warm tones are way more warm. Yeah. Okay. Alright, my lovelies. So would I recommend this palette? It worked beautifully. It performed so good. I forget how much I love these big palettes as far as formula goes, because the mattes blend out so soft and seamlessly. It's like a powdered cream. So pretty. So I do enjoy the formula, but honestly, you probably have something similar to this. So if it's in your budget, get it. You won't be disappointed. And if it's not in your budget, then I'm sure you can find something in your collection that looks very similar to this. These are just first impressions. I do enjoy this palette. I will have to keep using it to know fully how I feel about it, but so far, so good. All right, my lovelies, I gotta go. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly does mean the world to me. I would love it if you can give the video a big thumbs up. And also if you can click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And I will see you all on the next video. Bye.